Hi, this is Jeff French with Chess Tech for You. Today I'm going to talk about a website called Chessiverse. And similar to chess.com and Chess, for example, um, you can play chess on Chessiverse. The biggest difference is there's no human play. It's all bots. And it's something a little different. They've tried to appeal to your senses with some interesting graphics. But you're still playing games, and you're still hopefully learning while you play. You don't have to worry about any cheating from a human opponent. I mean, I assume none of the bots actually cheat. Not sure how they could, to be honest with you. But give her a try. I mean, you're already playing against an engine, so if you consider cheating playing against an engine, I guess you're cheating. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at Chessiverse, and I'll give you a quick overview of some of its features. So I am actually signed out right now. The first time you go to Chessiverse, you'll probably see something similar to this. You will need to sign in. Typically, if you've signed in before, you may come to this screen first. Typically, it's the other one, though. And I will go ahead and do a sign in. And it kind of depends, on how you have your link set up to access Chessiverse, if you have a shortcut or something like that, or you just type in chessiverse.com when you get there. But anyhow, so this is what you see when you initially log in. You are what they call on the Play tab. I call it the dashboard, but call it whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's the Play tab, and there's a bunch of other tabs up across the top of the Chessiverse website. This is all browser-based. There's no app to download. There's no app available. Whether there will be at some point, I have no idea. I can't tell you. I haven't read anything that there would be. But the web interface works well for both your typical PC or laptop, as well as your mobile devices. And the arrangement is different, if you're on a smaller mobile device. And, that's necessary, to support that particular format or resolution of the screen. So certainly, you can still play, get to everything, and whether you're on a mobile device or not. In this case, I'm sitting on a laptop while I'm doing this recording. So it's pretty cool. So anyhow, let's go ahead and start working through the different panels on the first page here, the play page. Initially, it will show you the last bot that you played. You can do a rematch if you want to. You can also select a quick match. And again, a lot of these things have little tooltips that pop up, so it should make things relatively easy for you to get around. If you have any question what something is, read. I mean, you can start a game with let me fix that. Start a game with a bot match to your skill level. Premium users get access to all the bots. So if you're not a premium level member, I am. I'm a lifetime premium member. I have access to all the bots. So you may see something a little different if you, sign in, get a free account and start playing. It'll be different. And, at that particular point in time, you can make a decision if you like what you see and you're enjoying, playing on the site, maybe become a premium member. And I've had, since August of 2024, I've played 73 games. I played 2 today. I enjoy, the website pretty well. So, and the other thing is it will give you a bot based on your skill level to play against, just a suggested bot. And again, you can, get a little tooltip about what that's all about. So, and my rating is, nicely shown in the upper right-hand panel. It gives you a little bit of information about the last rating changes. I'm not convinced, from 24 hours to 1 month is really all that accurate, because to be honest with you, like in 24 hours, I've only played these last 2 games, and it added up to a total of 19 points added. So I'm not sure how I got to 29 points in 24 hours. But, it may be going all the way up to the very last game after those 24 hours, or the next game up to those 24 hours, and maybe it adds that number too, and it wouldn't surprise me if it did. So 7 days and 1 month may be in a similar situation. Gold stars are games that you played that aren't part of challenges, by the way, but you've beat. When I go down to the challenges section, if you beat a bot, you won't get a gold star for that. So, but if I selected, this bot right here and I played and I won, I'd get another gold star. Blue stars are, by finishing challenges. It's funny because my daily challenge I do quite often, but I've only got one blue star, and so I'm thinking they're talking about non-game challenges. And green stars are finished practice positions and stuff like that. And I'm going to talk about practice positions here later. I played a total of 73 games. I played 2 today, so let's move on down a little bit. The next panel is the Chess Club Challenge. This is something they just added here. I want to say it was June 3rd. You can always scroll down to the very bottom and see what the latest changes to the website are. And it's basically you're playing a tournament against bots. You start off at a lower level kind of in your area, and then you move your way up. I'm getting ready to, or when I'm ready, I can play the next game against Bobby Fischer, which of course is a play on Bobby Fischer as far as the name is concerned. And I don't really know what happens after I finish the challenge. If I do who knows, maybe I'll never beat this guy. Hard to say. But this guy was relatively not too bad. I kind of flubbed the first game I played against him. I got a draw out of it with 3-move repetition. I wasn't sure he'd do it, but I was losing pretty bad. I was in pretty bad position if you look at the setup, but I kept on moving my king back and forth, and he finally just, I got a draw with 3-move repetition, which is, better than losing points. I got 4 points instead of negative points. So in the second game, I beat him pretty good. So anyhow, and that was this player right here, Coins. So anyhow, those are the 2 games I actually played today. So, and you can just simply click play your next game to get to the Bobby Fischer website. Okay, on down on the panels. Looking at the right-hand side, since I'm here, these are all your latest games. You can actually go to see every single game that you've played since the beginning of time. I don't know if they'll always keep it that way, but these are, all 73 games that I've played. And there's a couple different formats you can look at them at, both, looking at it this way and looking at it in a more, column-based, almost a spreadsheet look. So however you like to look at it, it's up to you. You can kind of tell, how you've done as far as wins and losses a little bit easier in this particular mode. But, whatever floats your boat, and maybe you don't even want to look at them. Who cares? Doesn't matter. So anyhow. And by the way, on stats, you can get to a whole lot more detailed in your statistics. I've actually played, 70 games. I've won 52, I've drawn 2, and I've lost 16. So, and again, you start off at a pretty low level, and you got to work your way up. So, there was a point where I had a winning streak of 17 games in a row. But again, I was playing really low-level players. This was probably right around in this area. I start off, and I kind of play around with things. I don't give a shit whether I win or lose. I just want to see how the interface works. So I lost there, whatever. It works. Probably did a terrible blunder, wasn't paying attention, or whatever the case may be. But anyhow, you just move on and keep going and try to do the best you can later on in life. So just like normal life, that's what you do in chess. So anyhow, and it gives you some, pretty detailed specifics. So, I've gone up a whole 640 points since I started. So, pretty cool. And these are the most bots I've played, the most often. I played a couple of them 4 times, a couple of them 3 times. My best win was today, based on the rating of the bots. I had a loss of 1069 when I was rated like 1200 or something like that. That was probably a pretty bad loss. But, what's my win rate by time of day? So if I'm playing at 6 a.m., I'm doing okay. If I'm playing at 6 p.m., I'm not doing so well. So anyhow, games played per weekday. This is how many games I played on a Sunday, a Monday, a Tuesday. What's my win rate per weekday? Friday, I've won every single game. I got to start playing more on Fridays, I guess. And how the games terminate, kind of a breakdown of that. So, but there's a lot more information here I'm not going over, but you get the idea. And again, there's tooltips to, explain to you, what a lot of this stuff means. And yeah, so it's funny. It shows me I've beaten 38 bots, so maybe those, that's true. But when I go over to this area, look at the golden stars I have, I've only got 10. Go figure. I don't know. And it may be that it wasn't counting these initially when I started playing in August. So it was something new they added or whatever the case may be. Doesn't really matter. So it's just, I guess, flair, if you will. Okay, so you get a weekly challenge. In this particular point in time, it's something called the Edinburgh Variation. And it's really about the Carol-Con opening. And Edinburgh is the Scottish capital, evidently. So you'll learn a little bit about that. You start at this position. You play black, I believe. And you can play, one or more of these particular bots based on their, skill level and, possibly improve your Carol-Con, Edinburgh Variation opening prowess. So then you get your daily matchups, daily challenges. I guess this is a matchup. This isn't a challenge. That's why I'm not getting stars or something. I don't know. But at any particular point in time, just an FYI, you can click on a picture of a bot, and you can get a lot of information. I mean, they give each bot a name. Pavla Novak, okay. She's a garbage collector. She's 54 years old, and she's from Slovakia. But, and they just try to make it relatively entertaining, give you something more than just, this is a computer engine that, had a set up at a 1268 rating. So it tries to give you details about how it's been configured to play. And if you don't find it's that way, send them an email and tell them, hey, this didn't really play the way I thought it would, or whatever the case may be. But anyhow, moving on. So that's the daily matchup. And if I click on that, sorry, that was the bot I clicked on, just did it again. If I click on play, I obviously go to that game. I can, accept the challenge at this point. I'm not going to play a game right now. Something that you only get when you start a game like this is, is while you're playing a game, is the ability to actually look at the background. They've taken the time to do the graphics for every single individual bot. Every bot has a different board color, although you can change that, and I'll go through that here in a little bit too. But, just take advantage. You can turn off sound here. You can flip the board if you want to look at it from a different perspective than what you're playing as. And don't make the assumption that just because black's down here right now that you're going to play black. When you start the challenge, it may be that you end up playing white, or if it's white down here, you may end up playing black. I think that's wrong. I've actually complained about it, and I've asked them to, maybe consider changing that. But I don't know if they fixed it or not. I haven't played the daily challenge for a while, so it is what it is. Anyhow, and then there's a couple other daily challenges. You can actually play from like an end game position. These are based on real games. This one was played in Moscow in 2011 by a couple different players. You can play against these different bots from this position. Same thing with the new master position. Again, recently played top level game. This particular one was played 11 days ago. And you can play, start at this position and attempt to, win the game from that position. So, and any one of these bots or all of those bots. I only have 6 hours to go. Understand that in daylight savings time, the end of the day is actually 7 o'clock. I think in the last video that I recorded, which I'm replacing with this one, I said 6 o'clock, but on daylight savings times it's 7 o'clock, and non-daylight savings time it would be 6 o'clock when challenges flip over. That's understand this company or this website is ran from a company in, I believe, the UK. So they're based on Greenwich Mean Time. They roll over at midnight out there. So depending on your area of playing, it's going to be, based on the time, based on the difference of Greenwich Mean Time when your challenges swap over. Not that it really matters, to be honest with you. So anyhow, you still get a 24-hour period to do the challenge. It's just broken up a little bit differently of when the daylight hours and when you're probably sleeping. So nothing major. As you move down, there's a new bots showcase. These are the newer bots that they've added, a personality for. These are probably some of the stronger bots, so you can, look at them. Again, clicking on them will take you to the overview of the bot, and you can get an idea how they play. Now, like I said, if you click on a picture of a bot, you can get to them. In this particular case, on the Chess Club Challenge, you cannot. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But that doesn't mean you can't still take a look before you play the game. So what you can do is you can go up to explore the bots. You know that particular bot has a rating of 1408. Right now I am sorted by rating. And I could sort by name if I wanted to too, but rating's good enough. So I go down to the 1408 area. I'm at 1300 right now. And there's Fabi Vischer, and I can take a look. I've never played him before. He's a comic novelist as a career. Again, all fiction, but still, kind of entertaining. And you can learn more about his playing style and his opening repertoire and anything out there that you want to learn about him. And you can sit and play. So go ahead and play him if you want to right there. But that probably would be counted towards your challenge. You want to make sure you start from the Chess Club Challenge area, and you can do that also up here. It looks a little bit different, but it's still the same. If I hit play now, I'm going to be playing him in the Chess Club Challenge from here. So anyhow, that's just another one of the tabs up here. And again, a little different, but it still gets you to the same area. So anyhow, I think I've covered pretty much everything on the main page. I've gone to explore bots. Again, let's take a quick look. There's 552 bots. I've beaten 10 of them to play, and I think I've beaten more than 10, but that's just my personal opinion. And they even give you a quick play to play someone around at rating, and there's a couple other that they suggest you to play. Although I don't think I'd ever play the 307. That would be silly. But anyhow. And you can set up filters, so you can search for, only bots from the United States or whatever the case may be. So, but that's the Explore Bots area. There is a practice area. This is where you can play, practice your openings, practice your middle game techniques, practice end games. You can look at master games and, play against bots based on a particular style, I'm guessing. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure what this is actually it does. I'd have to try it. I've never tried it, obviously. So, if somebody does try it, let me know what it does. It'd be kind of interesting. Maybe I'll do it sometime. I haven't done it yet. Then you can set up a, custom challenge, and which will give you a position. And that's probably what these actually do. They probably just provide a position, and you play from there, or whatever the case may be. I doubt that you play from the very beginning of the game. That would seem a little silly. But anyhow, that is for practice if you wish to do so. There's also a good chunk of puzzles, 4,320, with different skill levels, different rating skill levels. So, depending on your level, you may want to skip over the beginner. You may want to skip over, you want to go all the way to advanced and try your luck. So, see if you can solve those puzzles. But, you're welcome to do pretty much anything you want to do. We've already gone through the Chess Club Challenge. Insights are just duplicates of, if I want to look at statistics, I can just click right there. It will take me to the same place. If I want to look at game history, which I already showed you, you can look right there. A couple other things. You can review a game. You can actually analyze it with Lichess if you want to, which is pretty cool. You can also copy the PGN to the clipboard. So if I were to do that, and then I went over to ChessBase. Where's ChessBase? I don't actually have ChessBase up. Where's that? That's weird. Am I seeing it? That's weird. It's not showing me ChessBase. Got to go to ChessBase. Hold on for a second. All right. No? Why isn't it showing me anything? That's really weird. Oh, because I got everything off. Duh. There we go. Sorry about that. So if I go into ChessBase and I actually hit the PGN button, it would actually copy it directly into the ChessBase, board area. Shows me the whole game. Then I can actually save it to a database should I want to, and I actually already have. So basically, what that does is, bring up a dialogue and allows me to, I actually instead of put player, I put my name in, first and last name in, and then I basically just hit save. And sometimes the names are kind of, if it had two, typically I have two names. This one was just called coins. I actually, swap the first and the last name, or put the last name in the last name area and the first name, just so it looks correct as far as ChessBase is concerned. And then what I can do is, in fact, I always do is I run a technical analysis on all the games that I play on Chessiverse. And, that allows me to step through and, get an idea from a much, it's a engine rated in the, 3800 level. And, I try to learn from my mistakes. I mean, if I'm not doing something like that, what's the point? It's kind of hard to improve if you don't understand where you're making mistakes in the game. So take advantage of, all these different features that Chessiverse gives to you, because it's definitely worth it. So, oops, sorry, wrong one. Where's my, I don't know what window I'm supposed to be in. No, hold on for a second. This isn't the right window. Need to get back to Edge. Where's Edge? There we are. All right, sorry. Sometimes using OBS Studio is kind of a challenge. So anyhow, so I want to make sure we're actually looking at Chessiverse website again. Yes, you are. All right, so you can see that. I can see it. We're good to go. Anyhow, and I've kind of pretty much covered a lot of the Chessiverse website also. If you go down to the bottom of the page, there is a blog. I don't know of any other place you can actually get to it. There's different, posts about different things related to chess, and there's probably some good stuff in there. Take advantage of everything that's available here. Certainly, I mean, why the heck not? I mean, especially if you're paying for it. But get a free, access to the site, get a free account, and see if you like it. That's the best you can do. And you can keep it free and just use the limited version of it if that's what you decide to do. But if you like to play bots, this is a pretty decent way to go, in my personal opinion. Okay, let me show you a couple other little things that you may want to be aware of. You have your account info. If you do get a premium account, if you pay for it, make sure you set yourself up a Discord account. And the reason you want to do that is because if you're a premium member, they've started providing videos. And there's a master level player that has been recording videos since about 18 days ago. This is, again, a new feature. You'll get an email when the videos become available, or you can just always go to the Discord account and check it out. And these are just basically YouTube videos. You can go there, or you can click for here and just watch it right there if you want to, I guess. But I kind of like a little bit bigger screen to watch them. And you can sit and, view the different premium videos that they've started doing. There's also premium news, and the John Bartholomew, he's the guy that's actually recording the videos as well. And you can converse with them if you want to on Discord. So those two sections won't be available unless you have a premium account. And I found it to be, their videos are pretty decent so far. I mean, I've quite enjoyed them. So just to be aware, you do want to do that. I would recommend doing it. I mean, it's up to you. I don't know how you feel about social media or whatever the case may be. But, I think this is useful, and you should do it. I do have a lifetime premium membership, like I told you. For a single year, multiplied times 3, it actually costs more than, getting the lifetime premium membership. So I just felt I'd probably use it for more than 3 years. Hell, I've used it almost a year already. 10 months, I guess. And so I decided just to, jump the boat and go ahead and do a lifetime premium membership. And By the way, these do go on sale on occasion, you know, around Christmas or maybe Thanksgiving or whatever. Keep an eye out if you're interested, you know, if it's a little, you know, out of your range as far as the pocketbook is concerned, you may have an opportunity to get a better price on it at some point. So the other thing is the settings, and again, I just use the tab to get there. I can get it here. If you do not like all of the different board colors, you're certainly welcome to override, so it always uses a specific color set. You can show coordinates or not. You can change sounds, change the volume level of the sounds. I don't do the show possible moves. I don't want that crutch available for me, so I choose not to show those. I do like the highlight last move because I you know, happen not to be looking at the screen when the bot moves. It shows me what the last move he made was, so it's kind of fun, or useful anyhow. Not necessarily fun, but useful. I'm not really sure what the thinking animation is. What's that say that is? Display the thinking bubble animation when the bot is thinking. I don't think I see that very often. Maybe that's when you get into the higher level in there. You know, it takes longer than just a half a second to make a move. Quick play, basically the bot will sometimes wait to make a move to make it feel more like you're playing against a human, I guess. You can turn that off and just have it automatically play as quickly as, you know, it finds the move it wants to play. You can turn off all the, you know, special backgrounds. I'm not sure what it would do. I don't do that. You know, you're welcome to do it if you wish. Give it a try if you happen to sign up, and you'll be good to go. But anyhow, I mean, this is Chessiverse. It's kind of a fun little website. I've totally enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I probably access it more than I do chess.com. I mean, there's no possibility of, you know, the bot cheating. You're already playing against an engine. You know that. Hopefully they've, you know, been configured for the appropriate approximate rating. Although initially it was kind of funny. There's a couple situations where I got beat really bad by a very low-level player. And eventually they, you know, at some particular point in time, they did a rating rework, and it went up to way above what, you know, my rating was. So it was appropriate that I got beat, probably. But I also lost points in the process that I should, I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just a game. These are bots. There's, you know, the ratings are, you know, it's fine to, you know, get a general idea of what your rating is, but they're, other than that, you're not going to make any money out of it, or they're not, you know, useful in, you know, providing, you know, any type of human, you know, level play of your next opponent or whatever the case may be. So it's just a number. So enjoy it. Have fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you have a good day.